Welcome back to the Trials Fusion Track Central Spotlight. I am your host, Attack Slug, and fantastic news in the world of Trials Fusion. Now, Track Central is cross-platform. What that means is that if you have a track you want to see on this show that is on the PS4, Xbox One, or PC version of Trials Fusion, you can leave it down in the comments below. Now, right now, that is all tracks from this past week moving forward, and they're going to try to retroactively add all tracks previously. So there's a good chance, if there's a current track you see this that on those platforms and you want to recommend it, there's a good chance I'll be able to play it on PS4 regardless. So get to it, folks. But in the meantime, our first request for today is from This Day in Wrestling and wants to see Wipeout 4. And there's both a skill game and a Trials track. So let's hop into the Trials track, I suppose. And perhaps we'll hop into the skill game as well. I don't know. I'm sure this is based on that dumb TV show, so we'll use Pit Viper. I don't fucking know. But it says trial version for multiplayer. Now, I never really got into the multiplayer in Trials because I don't really care too much about multiplayer, but it never seemed to be like... I liked it in Evolution, the way it was handled in Evolution, and it took them so long to actually put it into Fusion in a proper way that it kind of drove me nuts. Now, this seems like it is set up for the Fusion, or the Evolution style, where it is everyone racing on the same single layer track. Wait, what? Oh, okay. That's crazy. Whereas, like, the multiplayer where it's everybody at the same time in a different lane, I never really cared for. But this is alright. That was pretty fucking cool. Like, that was technically really impressive. And I am always about playing tracks that are technically super impressive. But yes, this is based on that game show where you fall to the water and whatever else. But it seems to be pretty well done. So, certainly I can appreciate tracks that had some, that oh, god damn it, that had a massive amount of work put into them. So, if I would stop falling on my goddamn face, though, that'd be nice. Like, seriously. So yeah, it is Sunday, which means that I would imagine most of you, have probably seen Star Wars by now. I have not. Oh, fuck. And so I have not heard much about it at this point. Like, I'm not one of those people who like, oh my god, spoilers, don't spoil. Like, it's a movie, Like, if there were spoilers for Jurassic World, as long as I waited for a proper sequel to Jurassic Park, I wouldn't have cared. Spoiler, there are dinosaurs, and they eat people, So... yeah, perhaps it's a little different considering how long it's been for Star Wars and how much fervor there is for Star Wars. But personally, like, there's not a lot I think you could do unless you like retcon everything that would really like surprise me or shock me. That's a very bad camera angle. That is a very bad camera angle. Here we go. No. The one thing that I did hear was that perhaps they played it a little bit too safe, which, when you're it's Disney, right? And they're going for those nostalgia dollars, right? So that's kind of where we're at with Star Wars. Obviously, they want, the biggest opening weekend, the biggest grossing, whatever else. They're gonna play it safe, They're gonna appeal to nostalgia. Not that appealing to nostalgia isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying that it isn't. And certainly there are different levels of nostalgia as it pertains to Star Wars. Because, that didn't work. There's a whole group, who grew up on the original trilogy, like me. And then you got a whole bunch of kids now who only know... not that they only know, but they frame rate! Frame motherfucking rate! Who only, who actually appreciate the prequels, whereas people like me, you know, who grew up on the originals, don't particularly care for the prequels, and thought they were actually pretty bad. But, you know, I have friends who actually do like the prequels. I just could never get on board with that. Like, I saw Phantom Menace. I skipped school my senior year of high school to go see Phantom Menace in theaters. And it's like, Trade Federation, and that was kind of Jar Jar Binks. And I'm like, no, what happened? And I was excited. So, I am marginally excited for Star Wars. I'm not, like, you know, super hardcore, because if I was, I would have gone and seen it on opening night. So, like, I like Star Wars, or I liked Star Wars, if you want to phrase it in that kind of a context, because certainly I liked it a lot more before George Lucas decided he wanted to make 3 more of those and just totally fuck that up, is what I'm saying. And, like, historically, you know, the original trilogy is that what happened was Lucas directed the first one, and then let other guys direct, you know, 5 and 6, whereas with the prequels, he did all 3 himself. And that's gonna do that. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool! Whoa! That's new. Or is that part of this track? I think that's just part of this track, yeah, okay. I'm like, that's a animation I haven't seen before, and I played a lot of Trials. Cool. Cool! And then it's gonna go back and kinda... Alright, yes. That was worth playing. Thank you for recommending it. That was pretty cool. And I'm watching... Oh, I was gonna say, is it gonna show me a replay? Because that'd be a crazy thing to do. Like, I don't know that the game engine supports that. So I'll give it a thumbs up. And we'll just briefly see what, you know, on earth the skill game for this is, because I'm sure it's pretty similar. Or at least I would imagine it'd be pretty similar, you know. So it's from the same creator, and we're gonna find out just what in the blue hell the skill game looks like. It might just be the same track. I don't know. But yeah, that track was kind of pushing the limitations of this engine, and certainly there was some frame rate stuff there. It got real choppy. Is this just the same exact thing, and it's the amount of faults? Alright, this is the same exact thing. Like, he built it, but also put it up as a skill game, and the skill game is the amount of faults you get. So we're not going to play this again. We've already played this. We're good. As always, I did want to mention that throwing random words into my comment section is not going to get you tracks in this game. So, specifically, Gingerbread, Sandwich, Charlie Brown, and D's Nuts are not tracks in the game. So, again, random words in my comment section is not going to help you because those tracks aren't in here. So we had one legit suggestion this week, and then we're going to head into top rated for a minute or two. Actually, wow, top rated, that same track. So we're going to head into this medium track, and then we're going to hit up an expert, and I think we'll be done for the day. So not too much today, but, you know, we're already at, you know, more than halfway into recording this, and I wanted to... I had more stuff to say on... Got a message. More stuff to say on nostalgia and something else about Star Wars, but I've kind of lost that train of thought, perhaps. I don't know. Nostalgia is a weird thing to pander to. Like, it's not necessarily bad, but if you lean too heavy on it, you know, is not satisfying because you're not moving things forward, and people... In general, people want new things as well. It's like, well, do the old thing that I like, but also make it feel new. And with stuff that you like, you're not necessarily ever going to get that feeling that you got, you know, the first time. Like, I can never have that, you know, the first time that I booted up a GameCube and a copy of Super Monkey Ball, one of my all-time favorite games. Like, you can't replicate that. That's not a thing that is possible because you have, unless you get amnesia, which, you know, sure, if you hit your head hard enough, maybe you will, or perhaps you'll get a concussion and then die. But unless you manage to contract amnesia, you're not going to be able to experience that thing that you like for the first time again. And even if you did have amnesia, what if you experienced it again and didn't like it because you got amnesia and don't remember who the hell you are? Like, always possible. Oh, shit, man. Right into that train. Goddamn, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thumbs way up on that track, Ville. So yeah, I'm curious to see Star Wars. I've heard that the acting in this one is way better, which, considering the acting in the prequels was some of the just... George Lucas should not have been directing those, so, in a way, I'm kind of glad that Disney had it, but in another way, goddamn is Star Wars fucking everywhere. Like, seriously, bag of oranges, Star Wars branding. Like, that doesn't need to happen. And, granted, because of that, I will have a free Google Cardboard in my mailbox soon, and that is because there was a thing on the Google Play Store. It's like 2 weeks ago that was like, "Hey, Verizon's doing this thing with Star Wars, and you can get a free cardboard. They're like 18-20 bucks usually. You can get a free cardboard, but it's gonna have Star Wars branding on it." And there was like BB-8 and a Stormtrooper and Kylo Ren and R2, and I was like, I don't care which one I get. I want to be able to do this cardboard VR thing that I have not done yet, and see if it's decent. I'm assuming not really, but hey, free is my thing. So between free cardboard and a lot of those apps are free, and there's a Star Wars app that is free in conjunction with The Force Awakens, etc., etc. But yes, the marketing on Star Wars is like unavoidable. Like literally, unless you're in a cabin in the woods, unavoidable. And that's the power of Disney. So there's going to be that spin-off movie, like Rebel something, next holiday season, and then the one after that is going to be the next, Episode 8, and it's going to just keep going because they're Disney, and they will continue to milk it until it stops being profitable. Which, that they have shareholders that was a lot of money to buy Star Wars for, so, yeah. So get used to it. But hey, honestly, the way I look at it is that I am sure a lot of the ad money that I've gotten in the past, couple of months, don't fall down there, you son of a bitch. A lot of the YouTube ad money, I am sure, has been Star Wars. Oh god, fucking the presence of the checkpoints. That's messed up. That's messed up. I got so good and so far, and it took me so long and so many... Yeah, so if I had to wager a guess, a lot of the ad money that I've made, and certainly November and December have been the best months of the year because it's the holiday season, has been from the gigantic marketing arm of Star Wars. And unfortunately, we're going to be a little bit late. You would have thought that we would have looked at Battlefront on Pixels already, but we haven't because Gamefly just sent it. So that just got here yesterday, or no, that just got here on, well, I'm recording this on Friday, so that just got here on Thursday, and we'll look at it next Friday, which obviously, ideally would have been, this Friday, because that's, the height of Star Wars saturation is, before it comes out, or, right on that weekend, which is this weekend, as I record this. So, unfortunately, we're going to have it next weekend, but still, we're getting it in. That's going to be on Christmas. That's going to air on Christmas. So, how much traffic I do on Christmas? Man, that's going to be tough. I don't know. I'm going to assume not as much traffic on Christmas. Perhaps the day after, but, I would assume people are going to be doing stuff and not watching my videos. And that's fine. But that being said, we don't miss Fridays. We've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and we are a constant. Your Friday release of Perplexing Pixels. We missed that 1 week when Grim smacked my fucking Xbox, but other than that, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good, so that is the long and short of that. Come on, you motherfucker. No, yes. So this is, without a doubt, oh, framey in the snow. I don't like it. Nice lady. How did I even? I guess that's the question. How did I even? Back up, there's not enough. I guess you're supposed to do it in, one Get there, get there. Get there! Alright. Oh my god! I heard the click. I heard the... That's all I fucking needed. Just get me there. So this is obviously last track of the day. Win, lose, or draw. We're doing this shit. Getting these gifts. Personally, the one thing I'm hoping for Christmas is a new chair, because obviously I spend a lot of time in this chair on the computer doing videos, doing editing, and the chair I'm in is falling the fuck apart. And because I'm not a popular Twitch streamer, I don't get free chairs. Like, a lot of those guys have the same chair because they're all getting those for free from the company because they want that, you know, branding on their videos. Say, hey, this is a cool chair. And like, I'm the kind of, you know, where I'm at on this channel, I don't do, like, if a company says, hey, we're going to give you money to look at a video game, no, it's not going to happen. No sponsors, no brand deals, no bullshit. You know the drill. But chairs might be a different story. You want to send me a free chair, I'll be, like, I'm not a reviewer, per se, of furniture. So, chairs are not my main business, video games are. So, that's a bit of a different area. But again, I'm not popular enough for that to even fucking matter here on YouTube. And certainly, that's the kind of thing where, like, you get big on Twitch, and, you know, all kinds of sponsors start lining up, and I don't like sponsors. I don't want sponsors. I want to make this empire, that is obviously part of the Grimm's Toy Show empire, but I want to make this channel, you know, as big as I could possibly get it on my own with no, you know, with no bullshit. That's kind of my prevailing theory on, you know, just honest fucking video game commentary, honest, you know, what the fuck is going on in my life commentary, which right now my fucking taste buds are all fucked up because of the antibiotics. Let me tell you, that fucking sucks. Don't get old. Don't get sick. I don't know, my throat's still kind of not great, and it's not going to be good moving into the new year, because I want it, you know, like, we did fucking gangbusters numbers as compared to previous years. 2015 for this channel, if you're just joining us, is a good year. Big numbers, right? So obviously 2016, the goal is get even bigger. You know, get to 50K, which is feasible, maybe. Get to 50K, you know? Like, I'm not gonna go crazy, go, yeah, let's get to 100K in 2016. I would have to go viral for that, and I don't think my content is set up to go viral. Like, perhaps if I started to rap again, like if I made a song that, you know, got decent YouTube views, then perhaps that's something. And certainly I have, you know, I've always got ideas kicking around. But again, if my voice is not going to hold up, that's the end of that story. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get up this and finish this track, which fucking sucks, but, you know, wouldn't be the first time that I couldn't finish an extreme track on this show. And I guess the question is going to be, how much longer am I going to do this show? Like, this is episode 36? Perhaps we'll stop at 50. I don't know. I like doing it, but, you know, the views, compared to wrestling, you know, not the best. But hey, I have to diversify. There has to be other content. Just in case 2K decides, fuck that guy, I have to have other content that's going to bring in people watching it, because if I can't do, like, you know, if I can't do wrestling, then, I don't know. That's just my thought. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Whatever. Thanks for watching. I am your host, Taxlug. This has been the Trials Fusion Track Central Spotlight video series. And if you have a track you want to see on this show that is in any version of Trials Fusion moving forward, then leave it down in the comments below, and I will see what I can do as I fall down this fucking mountain next week, next Sunday. But until then, and until next time, I will see you next time and every day for, like, usually 2 videos. Right here on this channel. I'm a Taxlug, and I'm out.